In the VPN router-to-router setup, two routers will be connected via a VPN connection. The first router will be the VPN server, the second router will be the VPN client which will connect to the VPN server. Note, make sure both routers are using a different IP range. In this example, the VPN server router is 192.168.10.1 and the VPN client router is 192.168.88.1. Open the browser and enter the default IP address of the router. The IP address can be found on the label. Enter the password of the router. The password can be found on the label of the router. For the VPN settings, select Advanced in the main menu. Network info will show your WAN IP address. This IP address would later be needed. For setting up the VPN server, select VPN server from the left-hand side. Select the protocol you like to use for the VPN server. Select PPTP or L2TP. Enable the VPN server function by clicking on the slider bar. Client IP pool is the IP address which the VPN server will give to the connected VPN client. Enter your VPN username. This is the VPN client which will connect to the VPN server. Enter the password for the VPN user, client, which will connect to the VPN server. Click on the eyelash to see the password. Select to use encryption for the VPN user or not. Select None or MPPE. Click Set up the service to enable the VPN server. After adding, the VPN server will be shown in the list. Click on Add User to add the user which will be able to access the VPN server. After adding, the user will be shown in the list. The setup in the router is now complete. The VPN server setup is now complete. Now the VPN client router can be set up. Enter the IP address of the VPN client router. This can be default or your own set IP. Enter the password of the router. The password can be found on the label of the router. From the main page, when you need to change the IP address of the router, select LAN from the top menu. In the LAN menu, select IPv4. In the IP address field you can change the IP address to your own range. Click Save and Apply after the change. For the VPN settings, select Advanced in the top main menu. For setting up the VPN client, select VPN client from the left-hand side. In the VPN client, first select the protocol. Select PPTP or L2TP. This must be the same one which was used to set up the VPN server. Enter a name for the VPN client. This can be any name. Enter the server name or IP address. This is for example the WAN IP address from the VPN server router. Enter the VPN client username which was made in the VPN server router. Enter the VPN client password which was made in the VPN server router. Click on the eyelash to see the password. Select to use encryption for the VPN client. This must be the same one which was used in the VPN server router. Select None or MPPE. Click on Add the service to save the settings. The VPN client connection will be shown in the bottom of the page. State will show the current status of the connection. When the VPN connection is shown as not connected, click on the connection button to start the VPN connection. Click Editor to edit the connection. This will reboot the router. When you are connected to the router via Wi-Fi, the connection will be broken and you would need to reconnect. Once reconnected to the Wi-Fi, refresh the router page and the VPN tunnel state will show connected. In the top of the page the IP address which the VPN server gives to the VPN client is shown. Now there is a secure VPN tunnel connection between the two routers, and the setup is complete.